Alright, I'm making a video. Go me. So, I'm walking on my treadmill right now, so the little variations you hear in my voice, and maybe some background noise, that's why. Unless, of course, the air conditioner kicks on, because I'm right next to that as well. Just because that's what my treadmill happens to be. But I'm pretty sure my voice will supersede anything. Even though it's not the greatest audio quality, but I really don't give a shit. I'm not. Yeah. So, the title of this video. I guess I should get into a little bit about myself before I talk about anything else. So, I'm a misanthrope. I am also from America, which is, good inspiration for being a misanthrope. When I was younger, I'm pretty sure I was around 11. Well, so for a lot of my youth, I was getting orthodontal work done because when I was 2 years old, I'm not a very bright person, but when I was 2 years old, I decided it'd be a good idea to ride my big wheel off the porch. And then, immediately got to know the feeling of kissing cement. So I got a jacked up grill. But when I was 11, I had already reached that point where I was like, yep, I'm done with humanity. And I told my mother that I didn't want the orthodontal work done anymore because I would much rather look ugly. Because I noticed back then that if you're ugly, it keeps all the stupids away. So that was something I kind of grew up with. And a philosophy I grew up with. Also, I decided that I was going to be an annoying asshole at the same time, just to, kind of seal the deal. Because, what I saw in people in society was, not great. And when I was younger, and had a better working body, I liked to play sports. And I wasn't like Mr. Studley or anything like that. I was average, a little on the pudgy side. So I guess by look standards, probably slightly below average. But even every once in a while, I decided to get on a dating app. Or, whatever. He had the AOL chat room back in the day and so forth. CompuServe. And just see. Just see what's out there. I was never one for casual sex. I mean, there was periods, there was a couple times when I fully got naked with a woman. And I was just like, no, I can't go all the way with this. Don't think that would have turned out as well if genders are reversed, but I'm still wondering sometimes how I let myself even get to that point where we're both naked and so forth. I've done casual sex. It's not for me. But I understand that a lot of people want it. And why? But, as I said, I enjoy being an asshole. So, earlier this year, I made a Tinder account. Because Tinder is, people think of Tinder, they think of hooking up for sex. And I made basically, I'm looking for sex profile just to see, what kind of responses I get. And get a couple matches. I'm just average looking guy. Get a couple matches. And interesting thing I noticed. Because, some people actually talk. It's a fucking shock. Some people actually talk and you're like, oh yeah, this, that, and the other thing. But one thing I noticed a lot was when it got to the point where they asked me, "What do you do?" and I say, "Oh, I'm permanently disabled." Pretty much right afterwards, the person would disappear off the list. I found that to be hilarious. I mean, yeah, it sucks for people that are actually looking and so forth, but for me, it was funny to watch these people just cower out and prove that they're shit. Just by not even saying anything, just unmatched. So, with that in mind, I realized I had new ammo for the staying single. So I started working out. Even though I'm disabled, there are some exercises I can do, and some very mild weightlifting that I can do, which I started doing. So just for fun, I took a picture of myself with my weights, weights in my hand, dumbbell in my hand, and I added that to Tinder. And I noticed that I've been getting a lot more of the swipes rights since then, of people who don't want to talk. I also, in the past year, decided to make profiles on other sites, but these ones are actually serious. These were actually, this is, about me, blah, blah, blah. All the shit in there that nobody reads. And I was just curious, is there somebody out there that would make me not want to be alone anymore? Answer's no. So, yeah. America has been, for a long time, a hyper-genderized society and a very egocentric society. And the genderization has been, pretty much every society where you had traditional gender roles and so forth. But even when America was supposed to be breaking away from those traditional gender roles, they were just wound up being reinforced in different ways. But since the baby boomers came around, you had a lot of egocentrism and me first stuff, and it would come from different sources. Like, these things would come from different sources, TV, movies, advertisements, family. That's where I got on most. When I was a kid, I understood because I was around a lot of really old people, a lot. What they would tell me is, "Oh, you're a man. You're going to grow up and be a man. You should be doing this, that, and the other thing. And you should find a woman to do these things for you, and then you do these things because, that's your lot in life." My question was, why the fuck should I depend on anyone else for anything? I wanted to learn all the things to do myself. Cook, clean, fix car, etc. Why should how I was born determine that? But another thing that we get impressed upon us a lot through one way or another here in America is that the only thing valid about you is your looks. That's it. Past your looks, you might as well be hollow. Nobody cares about who you are. People only care about what you are. And I don't know if the whole profession of looks things has gotten worse, but I will say that it's a lot more in your face than it used to be because of social media and things like these dating apps and so forth. And what has always been the way for people to get validation of their look? Sex. So it's more in your face now, we got to do it now so I can get validated and get my feels goods, otherwise you're worthless. And that's really why I just wish I'd never had sex at all. It's just so pervasive everywhere, in your face. I mean, well, there was the other thing of I always wanted to be able to say to a person first, "I love you," before I had sex with them, and that never happened, not even with my marriage. So, yeah, all dating, quote unquote dating, it's just validation of worthlessness over and over and over again. I mean, at least back in the day, you had to get to know somebody, or there was more of an opportunity to get to know somebody because you would meet people at like the workplace or some hobbies, something like that. And yeah, you should have that now, but the dating apps, why go through all the trouble of getting to know somebody when I can just get a quick validation of the only thing that people seem to care about me? Now, I'm not saying that if you're a person that likes to just have sex, that you shouldn't just have sex. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If you like to have sex with a bunch of people, fine. Personally, I never understood why that had to be another one of the hyper-genderized things in society, but whatever. But yeah, it's just like, I mean, people might as well just walk around with a little like fucking name tag sticker and it says "Wanna fuck?" I mean, I literally told somebody today, "Cool your jets, Maverick. You're gonna get goose killed." Just because, like, I started talking to this person less than 12 hours ago. 24. Whatever. You get the idea. So, and this becomes really a first world thing, right? Like, always before, I kind of thought to myself, all right, well, if I am going to date a woman, I would want somebody from a third world country. Why? Well, someone once said that I wanted it because I wanted to control people who had low self-esteem. Which, okay, that could be a subconscious thing, but at the same time, that person was not a person I respected very well. So, but to steal and modify what somebody else has said, benevolentism is often worse than a malevolent one, and that includes egocentrism. And like I said, the American society has been one where the whole idea of, hey, put yourself first and fuck everybody else over, is the dominant narrative. And of course, now we can see what, American society is like. Everybody writing, starving, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I was even basically told over and over again throughout my life by one of my parents that that was how it should be. And of course I ignored them. But when it comes to egocentrism, I would rather have a person with a low opinion of themselves than a person with a high opinion of themselves, simply for the fact of what would happen, or what is most likely to happen when they find out how wrong they are. So statistically, a woman from a third world country, is somebody who wants opportunities, wants to be respected as a person, told that they're not. So if I had to choose between that or somebody that is basically pampered their whole lives in one form or another, made to believe that somebody is always supposed to compliment them, and if somebody doesn't compliment them every fucking day, then there's something wrong with them and they gotta have a shit fit about it and has to buy them stuff and this, that, and the other thing, I would choose the former. And I'm sure there are those people that are just like, yeah, I'm just another person, yeah, a born woman, big deal. But I see a lot of people talking that talk, but not walking that walk. So, this is all just from my perspective. Again, just to point that out. So, take it as you will. And then you have this power fantasy that everybody has. The whole, this person sleeps around a lot, but I could change them. It's partially a power fantasy. The other thing is the whole pursuit of the unattainable. I mean, that's something that's not inherently unhealthy, but it is when the option is so binary, or the result is so binary. I mean, I participate in the pursuit of something unattainable. I try to learn everything I possibly can about everything, which is not something I can ever do, but it's something that I can progress in. It's something I can say, I'm closer to today than I was yesterday. But the whole idea of, I'm gonna make a good woman out of this prostitute, or I'm gonna make a good man out of this player, it's not gonna happen. 70% of the people are only as faithful as their options. And the more options somebody has, the less faithful they will be. Or the less likely they will be faithful. Which is why I never went for the beautifuls. I've always avoided the beautifuls. And yeah, that has negative consequences as well, but it's a statistic game. You got your shitty lot in life, I got my shitty lot in life. We can either complain and be assholes about it, which is what I choose to do, or you can just accept it and see if things change. This is also what I choose to do. So, I guess really it's a and, not an or. But yeah, I never understood this whole... I mean, on a primal sense, I kind of get the, this person's super attractive and blah, blah, blah. But the instant you have that, the whole love at first sight thing, you're making a life decision with somebody that you don't know just based on their looks. That just seems so stupid to me. And yeah, I know you can't choose who you produce brain chemistry for. But, there are points in your life where you just gotta take a deep breath. And what winds up happening is, because these people get all the attention and so forth, and as I said before, people are only 70% of the people tend to only be as faithful as their option. And that's just my experience, so not like hard statistic or anything, just so you're aware. And then, you get people that, which is typically, you can see women doing, because it's like that Andrew WK song, Girls Own Love, but, sex work, selling your body, which I don't understand why people have a problem with it. It's stupid to have a problem with it. It's their body, their life, their choice. Fuck off. But, if somebody wanted to pay me $20 to have a naked picture of me, okay, you can see double noshing on a grape. Whatever. This whole bullshit notion of modesty that comes from the fact that everybody is always in sexual competition. Either people want to sleep with you, or people want to sleep with somebody you've slept with. That's basically life in a nutshell anymore. That's the driving force behind a lot of the glory and hatred that people throw at each other. And I'm just not interested. But like I said, I checked out a long time ago. And, like I said, I poke my head out, see if I'm wrong. Nope, still happy the way I am. Glad I'm divorced, glad I'm single. Because, even fucking dating, like, I'm not talking about having sex, hooking up. Just fucking dating. It's been a nightmare since I was a kid. It used to be common for people to, you date this person, you date this person, you date this person. You're dating like 3 or 4 people at once. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean you're having sex with all of them. You're just dating them. You're just spending time with them. And yet somehow that means you're some kind of player or a whore or something like that. Because if you spend time with somebody, you must be having sex with them. Yeah, it's a really fucking healthy outlook. But this is a valuable thing because you get to compare and contrast people. You get to see which of the people you're dating at a time you can form a better relationship and a better connection with, because you have other things to measure it against. Holy shit. Informative decision making. Who would have thought? And then, you say, okay, I like this person the most, and you ask them to go steady. That's how it used to be. Now, they went on one date, they're going to get married in about 2.5 years. Like, what the fuck? It's like one date is a symbol of ownership anymore. And I know I'm being a little hyperbolic, but it is what it seems like. And then, the relationship in general. Marriage. Get married or have a relationship. Everybody wants this whole perfect relationship, perfect person, blah, blah, blah. Get fucking real. Give me a fucking break. A relationship is someone who's your roommate that you occasionally do the horizontal mumbo with. If you're expecting anything beyond that, or desiring anything beyond that, have fun in Disappointmentville, because you are not living in reality. You share your struggles, you share your pains, you share your joys, you have your differences, you have your similarities, It's not an enchanted, magical, happily ever fucking after. So, kind of sidetracked, but we'll see how it relates in a second. When people would ask me, oh, don't you want to be happy? I'd say, no. No fucking way. Well, why not? I want to be content. Well, why don't you want to be happy? Well, because if I'm always doing something that makes me happy, pretty soon it's not going to make me happy anymore. It's the same thing with a relationship. If you're doing something, or if you're around somebody, and you're chasing that magical feeling, well, pretty soon you're going to get used to that situation that gives you that magical feeling, and ain't going to be around anymore. If you're ever in a relationship and you think you need to spice things up, I mean, you can say, all right, let's do something a little different. But if you think there's a need to spice things up, then you probably never should have been in that relationship in the first place. Like I said, it's a roommate. People would, when I was teaching, I used to teach adults. And I'm like, oh man, marry this person, blah, blah, blah. If she or he does this, that, the other thing, marry him. And it just ain't like that. And I always tell them, if you're going to look for somebody to get married, look for somebody you don't want to kill. That's it. Because that should be how every day with this person you should feel. Wake up, do you want to kill him? Nope, okay, we can have another day together. If your expectation is you wake up, do they make me feel like the greatest thing ever on earth? No? Oh, well, they're fucking horrible and our relationship just doesn't work. I mean, you're fucking stupid. Realistic expectations. A relationship is a roommate that you occasionally get busy with and potentially create a couple more smaller and much, much worse roommates. That's what a relationship is. But nobody's about that. And it's been that way for a while, and it's just been getting more and more that way because that's the predominant narrative. People want to be, if something is highlighted, and then some people just want to join in that because they want to belong. People just want to be accepted, and that's what casual sex does for a lot of people. It just makes them feel accepted. Makes them feel like they're worth something. Me, it makes me feel like shit, but, I'm not like anybody else, apparently. So, yeah. This is Vienticus saying that if you like this video, I don't give a shit. If you want more content like this, well, you can shit in one hand and wish in the other and see which one fills up first, because this isn't something I like doing on the regular. Bye.